So we started researching British Sign Language after feedback from a customer. Most companies nowadays offer phone services and also the option of a form of written communication. What we learnt during our research was that the structure of written English was different to that of sign language, and so actually written communications were not as accessible as we first thought. We went live with our BSL service at the start of 2025 with the knowledge that about 5 customers would need it, but we were confident that there would be others who we didn't know about. And we were right to assume that. A couple of months later, we had calls from 2 customers through the service. We wrote a case study on our research and presented it to senior leaders, highlighting the opportunity to improve our service. They were very supportive, and from there we started looking for a supplier who would suit our business needs. Before the launch, we trained our staff and invited senior leaders to join in. The training video used actually caused some tears because they hadn't appreciated just how difficult it can be for a BSL user when there are no accessible options. When we received our first call, we announced this internally via our intranet site, and this got a hugely positive reaction across the business, with the head of our global platform including it in their newsletter, which went out in April of 2025.
I can't call you like a hearing person would because I'm deaf. I explained that they needed more deaf awareness. You're sending me too many letters and you aren't aware of my needs. When they asked how they could help, I told them they should be using a video relay service, VRS. Then one day, Fidelity emailed me to say they'd joined InterpretersLive. I was genuinely surprised and so pleased. It has made a huge impact and made Fidelity more accessible for the deaf community. A few places use VRS services, but every business should have different accessibility formats to communicate. It's a human right. They never put themselves in a deaf person's shoes before, but now they have realised how to support us, with no calls or long letters and setting up VRS. I feel relieved that the problem has been solved and I'm being treated like a normal human being. Now I understand what's happening with my money, and if I need help I can access support instantly. Before, I had to wait weeks for an interpreter. In that time the shares could change and I would lose money. Thanks to Fidelity for listening, for taking action and for joining InterpretersLive. It's made a huge difference.
We received feedback from a customer that highlighted a gap in the service we provided our deaf customers. On this occasion we were able to conduct a Zoom meeting with a BSL interpreter to help him access our services, but it also led us to looking for a more sustainable solution. The changes we made now mean that any deaf customer now has access to a BSL service should they require it, and that we can provide them with the same sort of phone service we provide to other customers. I think this is Fidelity doing the right thing, and the indications so far are that the service works well and has been well received.
Before COVID, there weren't these type of services available, so when we met customers in person, all we had to support us was computers and typing back and forth. Watching the training video really inspired me to learn BSL, and I'm really fortunate to be able to do this in my professional development time, which is allocated to all employees each month at Fidelity.